Well, hello everyone, and oh geez, I could use to actually shift my camera a little bit. Hello, I've had about a few hours to some hours to recover after last night's incredibly long amount of doing the thing that I was doing. Alright, so let's talk about the new banners coming, because before the New Year's happens, we should actually talk about everything that is about to happen with all of the brand new banners that we are getting on January 1st. Now, of course, these haven't been actually posted yet in-game, but thanks to the data mine, we can now see what we will be getting. So first of all, it is an interesting way to start the year because not only are we getting our usual Mog King event, but I do believe, and I'm going to stand by this, that we are getting a raid as well, as it turns out. A raid to celebrate the launch of a brand new game, King's Night. And I believe I actually pronounced that properly this time. Yes, it is King's Night. And King's Night is a brand new mobile game in the Final Fantasy XV universe, so it keeps in touch with the Mog King event we will have, but is also separate. And that's just really kind of nice that we are getting basically these units for essentially free. Now, small disclaimer, as far as I know, these units are all through the raid, and then we will talk about the Mog King event afterwards. So I'm going to talk about these units and whether or not I think they're any good. Either way, I'm really happy to see another raid because raids are always great for getting rewards. And anything that could possibly give us ways to get more money or gil or EXP in Cactars is perfectly fine. Great. Anyway, so let's start first off with Barusa. Barusa's Trust Mastery is a 15 defense, 15 spirit accessory with 30% to earth resistance, 20% HP, and a 220% one-hit AoE attack. For a 3-star, it's a pretty nice little TMR accessory to have. Any elemental resistance is great for a magic tank, possibly a physical tank. But how about him in general? Well, his max limit burst at level 5 can give some earth resist downs for the enemy's AoE. And yeah, what do you expect? He's a 5-star max unit. He's cute, he's cuddly. I actually really want him just for my collection. But is he any good? Probably not. But that's okay. Alright, so next we have Toby. Now, Toby's Trust Mastery is a 10% chance dodge physical attack with a 30% chance counter of physical damage. So basically, you know, Cyan's TMR improved. Cyan's TMR is great for evade units, so this is a great Trust Mastery. I'd love to get my hands on several of them. Cool. As for Toby, well, considering... Wait, is it actually called Toby? Yes, he is called Toby. That just seems a little too weird. His limit burst max at 6 stars, 840% AoE, 5-hit wind physical attack, AoE 3-turn, minus 84% wind resistance. I really like that for a whole bunch of reasons, but the one thing I do not like about this is the fact that there's already a unit out there whose limit burst gives a much better wind resistance down. So, Toby, it's nice to see a wind unit. The big thing about him is that he can steal, escape, he has counter, he can reduce the encounter rate, which is important for doing explorations if you just want to get through the exploration quickly. He gives wind resistance, he has some dodge in his kit, and other than that, he does a little bit of extra damage versus beasts and bugs, and he can wield 2 daggers and projectiles. So dual wield on a 4-star base unit, and if I'm correct, then it's a raid unit, that's a pretty cool free little unit for anyone who's starting the game currently. I would recommend, hey, if you can, get a cup for new accounts. This would be a pretty solid unit until you get a bigger team running. And in the long term, he may just have some odd usefulness for getting through long explorations, like possibly if Bahamut has a long exploration for his 2-star form. In general, not bad. For a raid unit, I definitely want to get my hands on at least a few of them. Alright, next, and quite possibly the unit that I love the most on this banner, say hello to Kaliva. Now, Kaliva's Trust Mastery is 40% extra to magic and 20% spirit when equipped with a rod. Do I really need to explain why I love this unit? It's just a fantastic magic materia for any mage. So, yeah, I totally want a few of him, but that's not all. Keeping with the theme of these units, his limit burst max is an 840% AoE one-hit ice attack with AoE 3-turn minus 84% to ice resistance. For a 6-star max unit that is quite possibly free, that's incredible. That's amazing. I actually really love this unit. He could be just great on a team with Duke, which I'll get to Duke eventually. For spells, he has Bar Blizara and Bar Watera, and Bar Waterga and Bar Blizaga. So basically 70% ice resistance AoE for 3 turns. He also has Blizaga, Waterga, Blizaja, and Waterja, which are the stacking versions of the spell to a max of 600% for a low cost of 28 MP. Pretty nice. Also in his kit, he has a decreased target chance of 50%, and when he drops below 80% HP, he gets an extra 30% defense. That's really cool for a mage. He has an AoE 3600 HP heal with a 10.2 times mod. Scan and debuff the enemy's spirit by 50%. He has naturally in his kit as well, and this is really kind of nice, 30% to magic and spirit, but depending on if you equip him with a rod or a staff, he gets an extra 50%. That's a really incredible 4-star unit. Well, 4-star base unit. He has single target revive. He's immune to silence and confuse. He has a regen ability of 4800 HP with a 13.6 times mod split over 3 turns. He has dual cast and, last but not least, a 360% either, these are 2 different abilities for 48 MP, a 12-hit ice or 12-hit water magic attack. Can't be dual casted, but that's pretty cool. He actually has some chaining in his kit and a fairly decent amount of tools in his kit too. If he is a raid unit, this quite possibly could just be my favorite of all the raid units we've ever got. He's easier to get, he has some really good tools, and if you were just starting, this would be a fantastic unit. Of course, he falls out in the 7-star meta, but it's pretty, I think he's just a really great mage. Oh, gotta remove that. There we go. Moving on. Now to our 5-7-star unit. And this guy is... he could be as difficult to get as the Lion character in the Dragon Quest event, because he is a 5-star that goes to a 7-star. His Trust Mastery is 50% attack when equipped with a Greatsword and 5% MP recovery per turn. Better Greatsword Mastery, that's all I need to say. I want to get that, definitely. What's more, his Super Trust Mastery is 168 attack, light element Greatsword with a 280% AoE one-hit physical attack, self 3-turn, plus 100% to defense and attack. If this is another raid unit, which I'm just not 100% sure because Alum didn't really talk about it much from what I can remember on the live stream, but those are great. That's a great Trust Mastery and a Super Trust Mastery for essentially a free unit. All you need is a little luck to get him. Who am I kidding? You need a lot of luck, but still. Generally, his stats are okay, and here's the thing about him. His limit burst maxed at 7 stars of 1400% AoE 2-hit light physical attack with AoE 3-turn minus 100% to light resistance. So, maxed out, it's pretty damn decent. For an AoE 2-hitter for 1400%, it's not bad. Sorry, had to look at that for a second. That one was important. He has damage reduction in his kit, extra HP, extra attack. It's actually really interesting. If you add up, basically he gets 30% attack, just as a given, 50% extra attack with a great sword, another 100% if he is equipping or two-handing a weapon, and an extra 50% light resistance and 25% extra accuracy. Geez, my phone just keeps going off. So what are we up to so far? Well, 100 plus 50 plus 30 is 180% in his kit. Jesus. His last ability also ups his limit burst damage, giving him extra to also 20% to defense, HP, spirit, and MP. He has a self-recovery ability that is pretty nice, just kind of recovers everything for him. 100 MP, 10,000 HP, gives himself some buffs and an auto-revive with 80%. But here's the question, is he actually any good? Well, he has... We'll talk about his best abilities. First of all, he's very much an light-based unit. AoE giving light resistance with one of his abilities, and an AoE 3-turn 70% light resistance, and gives some limit burst crystals to the team. Hey, always love units that aren't selfish. 240% single target 12-hit physical attack, ignoring 50% defense, so basically 480% 12-hit attack. Curious if that could, in theory, chain with Duke's new ability. Of course, it's a lower modifier, but he can equip spears, so that means double ice element. But on a 2-turn cooldown, available turn 3, he has a 1260% single target 1-hit physical attack. Pretty damn nice. How do I think about this unit? As a free unit, yeah, it's a great free unit. How it stacks up in the meta will be pretty well forgotten. While it's nice that everything that he has basically makes him hit that 300% attack increase, like the max roof of 300%, really easy to get to. Without being able to double cast or triple cast his abilities like CG Hayu, he's kind of outclassed by every other true dual hand unit in the game. But I will say this, great Trust Mastery, great Super Trust Mastery, and absolutely just, in general, a fantastic unit for free. If he was costly, then if you had to spend tickets on him, I would give him a hard pass. But if he's just a raid unit, summoning him, just awesome. So let's hope for that. But now we move on to the big thing of the month, which is the Final Fantasy XV banner. And of course, it is a Final Fantasy XV banner where we have Libertas again. Oh goody. I guess we need some filler on the banner. Other than that, what's the really important thing? Well, there are 2 new units, Ravis and Ignis. And the other thing is that this is a Mog King, so of course you'll be summoning for those bonus units. Thankfully, I do have some good news and some bad news. First of all, let's talk about Ravis. Well, his Trust Mastery is a Materia, 40% attack and 50% dark resistance. As a general 40% attack Materia, that's great. That's fantastic. That's super. That's marvelousy, so to speak. But it's not a great Trust Sword Mastery, so it just feels a little bit okay compared to some of the other units we've talked about already. But what about Ravis's kit? Well, at best, he has an AoE 3-turn self, 100% physical damage versus the undead, 940% AoE 1-hit dark physical attack, and AoE 3-turn minus 64% to defense and spirit debuff. So that's okay. Spells wise, he has Raise, which is only 30%, Darka and Banishka. Nothing in this is remotely good at all. But what else does he have? Well, he has Finger Snap, dark 30% dark resistance, immune to virus, immune to Confuse as well with a 20% attack and HP buff. He has an ability that can give a single target stop for 2 turns at 15% chance. He can give the team AoE 3 turn plus 70% dark resistance. Extra 30% attack, 20% defense, some fire resistance at 10% for some reason. And a couple of his big abilities now. A 400% single target 8-hit physical attack. 8 hits? Weird. Probably can't chain with too many other units. Have to wait and see. And a 45 MP, 250% single target 1-hit physical attack, ignoring 50% defense, and 3-turn, minus 50% dark resistance. Oh, and he has some counter abilities versus physical and magical that are really just okay. So in general, what do I think of him? He's pretty mediocre. He's pretty forgettable. His sprite looks kind of cool. Let me just look at it again. Yeah, his sprite looks cool. I like Ravis in the game for the most part. But as a unit in this game, he is Mog King filler just like Libertas. So you may be tempted not to pull very hard, but don't worry, boys and girls. Guess what? Christmas is not over yet, because we have the true reason you want this banner, Ignis. Ignis is absolutely incredible, which I will now talk about. Do I want to switch over to Reddit? Not today. You can just look at my beautiful face. Anyway, Ignis is our 5 to 7 star on the banner, and let me tell you, his Trust Mastery is an 8 defense, 8 spirit accessory. Ooh, that was tough. But it has 3 abilities: an AoE 2000 HP heal, with a mod AoE 3-turn plus 100% defense, and remove defense debuffs for 52 MP. Pretty nice. An AoE 20 MP recovery plus AoE 100% MP heal split over 3 turns, so gives some MP and also regens more MP. F yes. Just please. And its 3rd skill, an AoE 3-turn plus 100% to Magic Spirit and 3-turn AoE limit burst fill rate. Can you say? Basically, this is Riku's TMR improved. Just a general better healing support kit that you can give any unit in the game you actually want. But let's talk about his super TMR, because this is really exciting. 145 attack and magic, that's right, 145 to each. I bet I know a light Veritas, a unit who would want that. And it gives an extra 20% MP. Holy cow, this super TMR is pretty damn amazing. For a dagger, there's really nothing that comes close to this thing. Plus more MP. Why not? Now, his limit burst, maxed at a 7-star, will give you 400% single target, 1 hit, fire, magic attack, ignoring 50% spirit, so essentially it's 800%. Whoop-de-doo, Basil. And a single target 5-turn minus 100% to fire resistance. So if you had a fire unit, like CG Hayu, not a bad thing to just have, but that's not really what we want to talk about. And now I'm going to switch over to the web, because there's a ton of things to look at, and you can pause and look, but we're just going to talk about the really, really big things. First of all, he can scan and debuff attack and magic to a target for 5 turns. That's really great, a really, really great version of scan, even if it is 40 MP. He can revive units, he can drain MP, he has a defense and spirit, he's immune to poison, confuse, and petrify. 3 nasty things. He also has a granting ability for giving him access to a couple of abilities, which we'll talk about later, for 3 turns, and he gives himself some damage reduction. Hey, that's pretty good. If you're going to spend a turn, you don't want to die and then lose it. He has a 32 MP, 3000 HP heal with a 3 mod, and an AoE 9000 HP heal with a 3 mod, split over 3 turns. Dear God. He has regen. He also has a 30% chance to counter physical damage with an ability that we'll talk about in a minute, and a 56 MP if an ability was used last turn. Use a 350% 8-hit physical attack, ignoring 50% defense. That's a pretty nice little chaining ability, but what's with the 8 hits lately? He also has a extra 30% to magic and spirit with recovery of 5 MP per 5% MP per turn. 5 MP would be pretty terrible. And a single target minus 50% to fire, thunder, ice, and grants him some abilities for a few turns. And in the 7-star, well, he basically, by equipping it, it allows him to use 2 abilities in a turn out of all of these. And it enhances his limit burst to give a 5-turn 100% reduction to ice and thunder, as well as granting more abilities. Oh my god. He has extra attack and magic in his 7-star. He has a 5-turn cooldown. And this is the big one, available turn 1 for 3 turns, plus 150% attack, defense, magic, spirit, AoE 3-turn, plus 100% stat, debuff, resist. Oh, I need to stop talking for a second. Ugh. Granting him a couple of abilities. He gets an extra 20% attack, 20% HP, 40% magic, and spirit, and 50% MP, because why not? You hit that level 120, you earned it, Ignis. And now we get into the related skills. Oh dear God, just going to thank you, Nazda, for typing this all out. He has a 60 MP heal. So he gives 60 MP to give 60 MP to everyone else and himself. But it is split over 3 turns, and he gets an AoE 3-turn plus 100% to attack and magic, because why not? Or he has a HP version, which basically heals HP the same way, at a 9000 HP split over 3 turns, and 120% to defense and spirit. Dear God, we're still not done. 40 MP, 3-turn AoE, 200% limit burst fill rate, and just gives 1 to 4 crystals to everybody. That's very generous of him. A 50 MP AoE 2000 HP heal with a 2.5 times mod, AoE cure all ailments, and 3-turn AoE 100% ailment resistance. Is there anything this boy can't do? 80 MP recovery, 80 MP to everybody, because if you're going to give it, you're going to get it right back. And an AoE 3-turn plus 50% to all elements resist. But it keeps going. AoE 5-turn 30% damage reduction. 5 turns? Dear God. He has a counter of self-recovery, 25% HP and MP. He has physical chaining attacks, which we're just going to skip over because the next thing is what we really want to do. 3-turn fire to attacks, 3 turns ice to attacks, 3 turns thunder to attacks. He can imbue elements on other units. This is so important and so potentially insane. Imagine 2 Lunaras chaining with 2 Dukes. Or better yet, 2 Lunaras that chain together their 30-hit combo with ice elements so that when Duke comes down with his jump, you get an ice chain jump. Jumps want this. Duke wants this. I want this. And then you use Duke's minus 100% ice resistance. Oh, yeah, that's it. That's it, baby. That's what we're talking about. He has abilities to remove debuffs and just HP recoveries and MP recoveries and a whole bunch of other stuff. The point that I'm coming back to is that Ignis is quite possibly a monumental unit. He is quite possibly a very monumental unit. And it could be that a CG unit comes out soon that can do what Ignis does, but a little bit better. But who is Ignis exactly? What exactly is he? Well, to me, he's a better version of CG Nickel. And if you know anything about CG Nickel, you know that CG Nickel is just the best buffer in the game. Everybody is using him. He is just as quintessential as Ayaka or CG Fina were when they came out. Or apparently CG Hayu that just everybody has. You got a CG Hayu? Big deal. Everybody has one. So my general rule, providing that King's Knight banner is in fact a raid, and I do have my facts correct, and if I don't, write me an angry comment anyway. Then it's perfectly fine. There are actually, I think the 4-star units are better than the 5-star unit. So you can get a whole bunch of those 4-star units and get some of those TMRs, because all of the TMRs in the King's Knight banner are just fantastic TMRs. Fantastic TMRs. For so many reasons. Moving on to the 15 banner, there's no doubt in my mind that Libertas is just filler, and there is no doubt in my mind that Ravis is just a bonus, albeit a pretty bonus, but a bonus. And quite frankly, he's a bonus with a nice TMR, so at least there's something you can get out of him in the long run. But the true prize is Ignis. I absolutely think Ignis is just a big freaking deal. If you can get one of him, it might even be worth just UOCing him to get his 7-star form. Because his 7-star form has some crazy stuff. Just some absolutely crazy stuff. And I truly, really just absolutely love this unit. But we've been going on for a long time. So, for the Mog King banner, I give it a thumbs up. It is great to spend tickets on if you don't have CG Nickel. If you want something, in my opinion, better than CG Nickel, here it is, Ignis. He's not just one of the best characters in Final Fantasy XV, one of my personal favorites in Final Fantasy XV. He's a fan-freaking-tastic unit in Brave Exvius. Hooray, we did it. So best of luck to your polls. In a few days when both of these events start, you're now up to date on both of them. Now I need to go make another video. See you all next time.